I'm Rachel Fernandez from Mangalore, an author, orator, and law student pursuing my LLB at SDM Law College, Mangalore. It's a delight to join once again with Disha Bharat, an organization working tirelessly for making the younger generation understand the patriotic values as well as develop the ethical ways of developing themselves. I feel proud to speak about a book that is about an individual who has not only inspired the generation from the past, also continuing to inspire the generations today, and also inspires the generations for the future. Swami Vivekananda, known by maker of modern India. His thoughts were not only prevailing during the times of the 18th to 19th century, but also it is prevailing even today, and his philosophies are gaining worldwide recognition, and that is an inspiration for the Bharat tomorrow. The book which I feel like speaking about is the book written by Sandeepan Sen, which is Swami Vivekananda, the eternal inspiration to the youth. Whenever I suggest someone to read books or to understand any concepts or analyze any concepts, basically there are three main aspects that are being divided into. One is the easiest concept, second is the medium, and third lies as the highly tasked, that is the hardest way of the books or the material available. I feel that for any beginners to understand any concept, the easy and medium level of books would help them to progress and understand any concept on any individual or on any theory. The hardest version would be for the people who would understand on a better way and try to analyze those concepts. The reason for the selection of the book and to introduce them to the audience is I feel that this book can be read by any of the age groups, from the child up to the elder generation. And I also feel that it is better to understand the life and the life incidents of Swami Vivekananda and then understand how many thinkers, many scholars have understood Swami Vivekananda on their perspective and tried to make his philosophies analyzed into the sense of connecting it to the contemporary society. Now, what is the book containing all about? And what is the author trying to convey to all of us? To tell about the author, Sri Sandeepan Sen is a political science professor in Ramakrishna Mission at Vidya Mandir Belur Math in West Bengal. The author tries to convey that the life incidents from the childhood till the death of Swami Vivekananda is something which inspires the younger generation to be more prevailing into the ways of working. It is also an evident fact that we find Sri Sandeepan Sen explaining that be the change that you want to see, and Swami Vivekananda gives everyone that message of going into the field and trying to be active citizens and active persons. And this book is dedicated to the youth, where youth require a current focus because they need a right direction and a right way to move ahead. And this book, in the preface, where the author straight mentions on how this book serves the importance of the development in the lives of the youth. The book is published by a well known publishing house, that is National Book Trust of India. And the book is not that lengthy to read, and it is just 70 pages. The core intention of me suggesting this book to the audience is that anyone who just wants to gain some interest must see the life incidents of Swami Vivekananda and must understand that these life incidents stands as a guiding light for all the members of the current society to move ahead. The book is itself into the five parts. All these five parts under few headings, and all these five parts contain life incidents that make the younger generation feel motivated and try to do something. If I just speak about the first part, that is Belay, the truth seeker, I would like to say or narrate two incidents. One is how is caste lost? And that is where Swami Vivekananda, when he was child itself, had the power of reasoning and understanding on what were the superstitions and the things that were against the moral ethics of the society shall be condemned. If I just tell about that, the incident goes like this. There was a dinner that was arranged by Vivekananda's father, and Vivekananda was very curious to know about all these things because it was not just a gathering of a particular caste, different caste members gathered there. There was a hookah which was kept, and his father told that not to go and touch those hookahs. And he said that those were meant for other caste members, and the other caste members would be seated in another place. Swami Vivekananda was very curious and just went and told that. He touched those hookahs and told that, what if the caste would broke? The curious mind that Swami Vivekananda had within himself is the curious mind to reason and analyze with a way of building something strong for better India was stood there. And the another incident where the kids, the friends among Vivekananda when he was a child, were threatened saying that there is a ghost in the tree. Swami Vivekananda directly answered by telling that if these stories were real, I wouldn't be alive. I would have been eaten by the ghost. So here it proves that how Swami Vivekananda stood against the myths, the false facts, and that is explained in this chapter. If we move to the second chapter, it speaks about another different concept, that is Narendra at the crossroads. Here it explains on the concept which believes that Swami Vivekananda went on a mission of accomplishing something great, and he met Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, changing his life and giving some message of starting his journey of seeing God and trying to convey that how humankind must see one another, how he tries to test his master and also be like a banyan tree. His master tells at last to him, never be narrow minded but be broad minded. If we just move to the third chapter, that is Vivekananda the wandering monk, he not only discovers India but completely travels from India to the west to the east, looks into different cultures, finds what is there in the other cultures, and sees how India is positioned among these cultures and what is the way that we can improve and try to become which we would stand as a Vishwaguru. He continuously and tirelessly analyzes different ways and traditions of different religions and tries to find out what would happen and what is the circumstance that one needs to face with considering the internal and external development. The famous story is also mentioned in this book of facing the monkeys who were there and telling not to fear but face them. And that is where the message goes very much clear to the younger generation to be bold and to take up challenges because he always believed the faith is in the younger generation who will work with the problems and try to be fearless like lions. If we just say there are different amount of incidents that are mentioned in this chapter which says that during the time of his journey what are the ways and events that he has faced into it. The fourth chapter that is mentioned about it is Vivekananda, the cyclonic monk. The word cyclone itself defines something tremendous or something that is shattering and something that is out of its control. Here, Swami Vivekananda's fearless way of working, fearless way of dealing with the foreigners, and how Swami Vivekananda addresses at Chicago the World Parliament of Religions and also tries to combat all the ways on which people were trying to mock at India. And also, he believes that he belongs to such a sacred motherland where the Vedanta philosophy was explored and feels that he belongs to such a place where universal brotherhoodness and the universal tolerance is found and such a beautiful land that he feels that his motherland is great. And therefore, he finds the condensed India within himself. He also gives the message, and that incident is also mentioned. He says, I have a message to the world and to the West especially. Further in, how the Britishers, the members of the Western, how they address Swami Vivekananda with a greater level of respect and attitude at the end because of his gentleman spirit and the way he portrayed India to the world. If we move to the next incident that's mentioned in this chapter, we find that first Vedanta in America, how it was established, what was the way that Swami Vivekananda took the hardship. And moving on to his journey in London is explained. If we just say the fifth chapter, it is Vivekananda's most curious part of his life that Vivekananda, the nation builder. Swami Vivekananda not only wandered the countries, not only saw different cultures and different traditions, but returned back to India, giving Indians, the people living in this country, a message that how they must reconstruct, redefine Bharat into the terms of development. He loved the country when he was away and loved it here. He saw the hardships and felt the pain when he was outside the nation. And how he tries to provide the message of removing the problems and trying to set up the Ramakrishna mission, plan of the campaign, and also his practical Vedanta, the new religion of doing good to others. That is Dharma, and injuring is the sin. That was his words. Seeing people living and non living things in dignity and trying to provide a path for India's regenerations. And how his letters, his speeches motivated the members in and out India. To the youth of India, there is a message that is given frequently in this book. The bold statement, service to man is service to God. which is explained in this. With all these words, I would like to say that this book, Swami Vivekananda, the eternal inspiration to the youth, remains an inspiration for the youngsters like me and all. I request all of you to read this book and find the change and be motivated for developing yourself through Swami Vivekananda's words. I thank Disha Bharat for this opportunity. Dhanyavad.
विवेकानन्दमयं सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयं सुविवेकमयं